afternoon and welcome to Saturday Love. I am Camila Spence. And today I am so honored to feature a wonderful woman who is changing the face of Gainesville for Black professionals. She is the executive director of the Gainesville Black Professionals, and she's also the publisher of Synergy Magazine. And she's not only my sorority sister of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Virginia Grant. Hi, Virginia.
Hey, Camila, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good. It's a beautiful day. Thanks for
It
having
really
me
is.
on.
It really
Yeah,
is a beautiful day. I know here in Memphis it's very nice outside, so I think I'm gonna do a walk this afternoon.
okay, good. That sounds good.
So, when I was living in Gainesville, the Gainesville Black Professionals was truly a refreshing outlook for people like me who were professionals looking for an outlet for to engage and network with similar-minded people. Could you just tell me the story of the Gainesville Black Professionals?
Okay, so about 4 years ago, it just kind of fell in my spirit that Black professionals in Gainesville was one, the most underrepresented population in
Mhm.
Gainesville, and then also the most underutilized population. And what I mean by underutilized is that because as a community, Gainesville does not recognize how many Black professionals and the
Mhm.
wealth and the value and the intelligence and the academia
Mhm.
status of Black professionals. No
Yes.
one reaches out to that group when
Mhm.
they need something, and their needs are not being addressed. So for me, I felt like if the social aspect was dealt with,
Mhm.
all of the other aspects are handled, because you and I are sorors, but you and I have also developed a friendship over the years.
Right,
And
right.
it's our friendship that when you need something, you can call on me, and vice versa. If I need something that I know Camila has, I don't think twice about calling to
Mhm.
ask. So
Mhm.
I believe that in a social setting, so what we did, we started out by having mixers,
Mhm.
because I believe in that social setting, you're more relaxed, you get to know one another, you build up that trust, you have some fun. But because we're professionals, we're always thinking about how can we make a difference.
Right.
So the business aspect of it come in, the career aspect come in. So everything that we need stems from that personal connection. And then we just help and we support one another.
Yes, and I could definitely say I met a lot of people, made a lot of connections through those mixers. I mean, they were phenomenal. People that you wouldn't even know were in Gainesville doing certain things.
Yeah.
So I tell you right now, anytime you had an event coming up, my husband and I would be like, we have to go. We're
Yeah.
gonna have to meet up and go, because they were always so enlightening and so refreshing. And you really got to meet people that were in all areas and dimensions of professionalism. You got to meet doctors, lawyers, graphic designers, engineers, every facet, and with all, Gainesville with the University of Florida, because Gainesville is more than just the University of Florida.
It's
It's, a,
much more,
it's
yes.
much more. So I really, really appreciated that. And during this time of COVID-19, we're in a pandemic and we're at a stay-at-home, and I know Florida is in a stay-at-home mandate.
Right.
What is the Gainesville Black Professionals doing to help professionals stay engaged during this time?
Yeah, so fortunately, we're continuing to connect. As a matter of fact, we did a virtual mixer
Mm.
a couple weeks ago. Technology allows us to connect with one another wherever we are. So we did a virtual mixer. We used the Zoom platform. We had about 50 some people come on.
Right.
And just in the true nature and spirit of Gainesville Black professionals, we connected with people who have access to resources.
Mhm.
We learned what businesses needed our support right now, because what's happening is that a lot of businesses are adjusting the way that they do
Right.
business so that they can still be successful during this time. And it gave them a platform to say, hey, we're still open, but we're doing this or we're doing that and we're offering this. And now people are like, oh, okay, awesome. I didn't know. Now I can go support.
Right. And that's very important and critical because a lot of people are feeling a little low right now, and a lot of people are kind of lonely and missing that interaction with their peers. So that was very essential, and I wish I participated. I saw it online. I was like, oh, that seemed like that was fun. Like it was something
Yeah.
exciting. It looked very, very, very wonderful. And I know that you all do a lot of things in the community because the Gainesville Black Professionals has truly changed the culture, in my opinion.
Oh, thank you, Camille.
It really has, and I've been very supportive. Even the last event that I attended before relocating
Yeah, before
was
you.
at it was at Audi at the car
Yeah,
dealership.
when we released our first magazine.
Right. It was, and one of the gentlemen that attended, I can't remember his name, but he said this event was on the same scale of an event that you would see in Atlanta, Georgia, and it was. So people don't sleep on Gainesville, Florida. It really, really was. It was very elegant. It was very professional. I mean, it was a wonderful, wonderful event. What are some other events that, yeah, I know we're in the social distancing, and I like to prefer to it as physical distancing rather than social distancing because we're still engaged.
Still connecting, yeah.
Right. I know that you all had your leadership conference in January,
Mhm.
and that was the second one, or
Yeah, that
the
was the second one. The third one is scheduled for January 9th. So that's becoming an annual event, and we really have a great turnout when we do
yes.
that. I really enjoy that. We will also be releasing our third edition of Synergy
Mm,
um, at the conference this year. So we're
okay.
combining the conference and we're combining the release of Synergy this year, as well as having a business expo. And the reason why we changed our format for the release of the magazine is that we feel that by showcasing small businesses in the magazine is great, but to release the magazine and have an expo at the same exact time. So you flip open the magazine, you see a business in there, and guess what? You look to your right or you look to your left, and there's the business.
And
So
that's exactly what happened at the last event. I was like,
right,
oh,
right.
okay.
Exactly. So we're gonna do the expo, the conference, and the synergy release all in the same event. So I'm really looking forward to that in January. In between now and January, we'll do a few more mixers, and we also do some professional development courses. So we'll do a
Mhm.
couple of those. But our big thing is just basically providing platforms for Black professionals to definitely showcase the contributions. Like I said, we are have been so underrepresented here. No one knew the capacity to what Black professionals serve in Gainesville before.
And that is true. And to end it all, I really, really enjoyed my time in Gainesville. I do miss Gainesville. I'll tell my husband I miss Gainesville, even though I love Memphis too. But it was just something special about
Yeah.
Gainesville, the sense of community. If there are other cities who don't have a group like Gainesville Black Professionals, what are some of your recommendations that someone may do to wanting to start a group of this nature? What would you recommend they do to get started?
I suggest that they just start by maybe hosting a mixer. What happened with us is that I really just wanted to bring people together. And when you bring people together, they naturally tell you what their needs are. So
Mhm.
we started with a mixer, and from that mixer, we learned and we figured out all of the other things that we needed as a community. So now we have a podcast, we have a conference, different organizations call on us when they're in search of more Black professionals. So I think if you just bring people together, you naturally begin to know what the community needs because every community is different.
Right.
So you have to serve each community different. But here in Gainesville, starting with the mixers and then just listening to what people want.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Virginia. I mean, I really appreciate this time. It's good to see your face. It's been a year since I've been gone.
Yeah, we miss you so much. It's not the same here without you.
Oh,
Okay.
but I really admire what you're doing with the Gainesville Black Professional. It is truly, truly changing the culture and the dynamics of how people think
Thank you.
in Gainesville. And that's very important. You're transforming a culture and you're providing an opportunity for those people who are considered hidden treasures in that community. And we really enjoyed it. Maurice and I were just saying the other day, we miss our Gainesville community and the Gainesville Black professionals because we could always count on you to bring an event that would be meaningful and enjoyable at the same time. So thank you, Virginia. And anybody wants to go to learn more about the Gainesville Black professionals, you all are on Facebook. And also, what's your website?
GainesvilleBlackProfessionals.com.
Perfect.
Real
Well,
simple.
well, thank you, Virginia, and you have a happy day.
Thank you. You too. You stay safe now.
You too. Thank you.